Okay, looks like we are up and live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Long Box Crusades Creators Spotlight. I'm just retweeting it right now on Twitter, so all you folks can come on in and talk about making indie comics. And we're going to spotlight a new creator today. And we took a month off because things were a little tough on Mark, but Mark's back. Welcome back, Mark.
Thank you, Jarrod. Good to be back.
How you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good.
That's what I like to hear.
It's a nice change of pace. I've been busy at work, so this is good.
So you guys are looking live at Mark's drawing table. If I had to guess, I would say that's probably page 27.
Correct, it is.
All right.
I had to change a few things, but hey, that's all part of the fun.
And of course, I am your host, Jarrod Alberich, the yard sale artist. Some know me as Death Probe, and I'm here with mighty magical Mark Hatherley. And you can see his Instagram on the screen. He is the penciler for our book, Shipwrecker. And I am the writer, and we just have good times. In fact, I just put the banner up, Shipwrecker update. Before we get to the Shipwrecker update, though, Mark's your day job schedule got shuffled, right? That's what happened to you?
Yeah.
So are you still working nights?
Yeah, it's some nights it's all over the place, to be honest with you, Jared, because because when we have people on vacation, it shuffles again.
Oh,
okay. So that's why I'm able to do this stream this evening, because I got a low breather. So
okay. So Mark will still be touch and go for the foreseeable future until things settle on his. He's an exotic dancer by day, by the way, everybody. In case you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't hear the Duchess laughing. She must not be there.
Yeah, she's smiling. She
doesn't think I'm funny.
It might get me some followers.
There you go. Oh, let's say before we do our Shipwrecker update too, let's say real quick some hellos to people in the chat. We got a handful of folks watching. If you're not already in the chat, come on in.
A lot about my apologies.
No worries, man.
Yeah, a bunch of people. Hello, folks.
We've got Courtney, of course. We've got Richard L. Cox. Hello, sir. We've got Chola, of course. We have the friendliest chat community in the world. So if you're watching and you're not in the chat, you're I don't know, maybe not getting the chat. Come on in. Everybody's super nice. We love to answer your questions about making indie comics, about making art, all that stuff. So just come on in the chat and ask questions. And with that, we'll get into our actual Shipwrecker update. Unless Mark has more. Oh, look, he's got like a straight edge. He's so professional.
Gotta make it look good.
He's not even actually using it. He just puts it on the camera.
This is probably the only line I'm gonna draw tonight. I'm good. Yeah, you can carry on, Jarrod.
I love it. So Shipwrecker update. Since last we spoke, we've got a new page in. This is page 26, everybody, on the screen. That by Mark's pencils.
27.
Well, you're on 27. I just put 26 up on the screen.
Oh, nice.
So we've got 26.
Yeah.
He's working 27. 26 he's already turned in of a 48-page book. So we're in the back half.
Yeah.
We just hired a new inker. We want to welcome Gotham, aka Dr. G, nerdologist, to our team. He is excited about doing it. He is an art student and just excited to start some inking. So welcome to the team, Dr. G. And that's about where we're at. I know our colorist has finished a couple more pages, but he has yet to share them with me.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. So hey,
we'll keep giving him grief.
We'll be patient.
I talked to him yesterday, and he's excited about. We're looking at picking up the Shipwrecker pace, everybody.
Well, yeah, I'm really trying. It's something. We want to get it off and rolling.
Yes, it's pretty much Mark's fault. Mark started cracking the whip, like I want to get this thing done. And I'm sharing some more of your art, by the way, right now on screen. So we've got the double-page spread of the ship attack.
That's gonna be a nightmare to ink.
Don't tell Gotham. Here, I'll take that one down. So that's there's another page that he's done. That one's actually lettered. Our letterer, Rob Jones, out of England, has lettered. Oh yeah, he's lettered a bunch of stuff. So, anyways, that's our latest on Shipwrecker. Let me pull the photo down because it's about time. I think my next banner says it's time to bring in our creator spotlight.
So you got this banners done.
Yeah, I do what I can. And so with that, let's bring him in. We have Brian from Dojo Kun Comics. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Hey guys, it's so nice to meet you.
Hey Brian, likewise.
All right. So Brian's got you have an active campaign right now for one of your books, correct, Brian?
I do. We're in the last few days, but yes, it's active. We go in demand at like 3 a.m. this Saturday morning.
Okay. And
nice.
So the very first thing we're going to do is we are going to find out where people can find your campaign, what it's all about, and we're going to try to do a little high-tech trickeration with Brian. Brian's done this more than once, so he's been helping us with some trickeration. So Brian, I'm going to add your screen here.
Okay.
And let's see if we can't get your trailer and your page up. So I'm adding Brian's screen. There's his page. There's his Indiegogo page.
On Indiegogo, and it's the Siamese trade paperback. Before we went live, Jarrod and I were talking about how the methodology nowadays really ought to be get your book done, or at least very close to done, before launching. And this here is a trade paperback collecting 4 issues that I've published previously. Now, I'm new to crowdfunding, but I've been publishing comics for about 6 years now.
Nice.
Dojo Kun Comics has 12 different comics that have been published so far, and this collects the 4-issue miniseries called Siamese. So all the pages are done. Really, the only thing left to do is get the print file sent to the printer for this trade paperback, and of course, any of the tchotchkes that you would get along with your purchase, like the metal keychain that we'll have a look at and things like that. Okay. So once we go on demand, those things won't be available anymore because I need to get those ordered. I want to make sure that in addition to having the book done, that I also fulfill in a timely manner, because as a first-time crowdfunder, I want people to begin to know that they can trust that they will get their product, because that's been somewhat of an issue lately in indie comics. So I want to make sure that, people trust that they can, they'll be fulfilled.
Yes.
And, mentioning that I've been around for 6 years also should give them some confidence to go ahead and back. But still in all, you never know. So I want to make sure that I continue with being trustworthy. So I'm going to let the trailer now tell you a bit about the Siamese trade paperback. And then when it's all over, we'll talk about the campaign itself.
Sounds good to me, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
From Dojo Kun Comics comes Siamese, the story of 2 Chinese-American college graduates whose deviation gene make them extraordinary enough to become superheroines. This trade paperback combines the 4-issue Siamese miniseries previously published by Dojo Kun Comics. As our ladies discover their newfound power, we'll be introduced to other Dojo Kun Comics characters such as the Countryman, Breathtaker, Brickhouse, the Scarlet Archer, and Psionica. Dojo Kun Comics has released over a dozen comics so far. You can pledge with confidence knowing that obligations will be fulfilled. Superheroes are coming back. Don't miss out on Siamese.
Very nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah, you did a great job on that.
Yeah, the artwork looks cool.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I happen to have a banner for that. Art from his, and I've got some screenshots to bring up.
Okay, do you want to do that before we get into the campaign?
Sure. I mean, or mix them up. First thing I'm going to do is check the chat, because I'm sure people had things to say. Cool. Hey, Brian, that's awesome. Dojo. That's amazing. A lot of positive feedback.
Fantastic. Thank you all
for your videos in the chat. So that's awesome.
Arigato.
So yeah, tell us about the campaign. While I'm bringing up an image, just give us your overview there, and I'll bring up an image for us to talk about.
Okay, the campaign funded within 3 days of launch, so I was very pleased with that. We have 105 backers right now, and we're less than $85 away from our third stretch goal. So the first stretch goal was 6x9 prints of all 4 of the original covers. The second stretch goal, which everyone who backs physically will get, is all 6 of the trade paperback covers in 6x9 prints. And then this third stretch goal that we're so close to achieving is a challenge coin featuring the Siamese characters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the challenge coin has a rich military history, which I won't get into right now, but if you have a chance to look it up, it's a fascinating read, or it was to me anyway.
We're going to get into it right now because I'm a military veteran myself, so I want to clarify what a challenge coin is.
Oh, thank you. Please do.
I don't have one handy, so please don't challenge me.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I was going to say, if I slap one down, the round of drinks is on you.
So for those of you who aren't military and don't know, a challenge coin is a coin a bit bigger than a quarter, bigger than a 50-cent piece, a pretty robust coin size, kind of like you'd see pirate gold in a movie. And it's a very military thing to carry your challenge coin on you, and it's called a challenge coin because you can challenge someone. You throw down your coin, typically done at a bar. You throw down your coin, and the person or persons caught without their coins will now buy that round. Now, if you throw down a coin and everybody else has a coin, you just bought the round. So there's a lot of subtleties to it, but that's the long and short of it. But the point of it is I want to come back to your campaign, is they're very nice. They're high quality metal coins, and the second you said challenge coin, I said, okay, I'm dealing with a veteran here. he's clearly been down this road. So how'd you find your coin maker?
Well, I just went out to the Google and did a search, and I found several. And this one here seemed to be not necessarily the cheapest, but the most responsive. Nice. So I wanted somebody who is going to, be responsive, and when I place the order, get it to me within a timely manner. That was important to me.
Awesome. I like how getting your stuff fulfilled in timely manner. It's a good theme here for people looking to back your Siamese trade paperback. And like I said, I've got this lovely banner up. In fact, it probably works best if I take us back to this view, because I'm about to put up a page from your book.
Oh, that's the splash page of the first book.
And nobody can see Mark drawing right now. So Mark, you can take a break. So there's the splash page from that's page 1.
That's page 1 of the entire series. Yep.
Okay. And the artist is?
The artist is Mike Salter. He's the interior artist on issues 1 and 2 in this trade paperback. He is a fine art portrait painter, is his actual, day job, if you will. Mm-hmm. And in fact, that also explains the reason why he wasn't on 3 and 4. He got a commission to do a huge portrait of someone's recently deceased son. So when he said he had to go to do that, I was like, yeah, dude, yeah, I understand. You got to do what you got to do. So he left, and I found a different artist, and I'm sure we'll see a picture or two from him for issues 3 and 4. But I got to tell you real quick how I found this guy, Mike Salter.
Please do.
I was in a hospital waiting room looking through a nursing magazine, and there was an ad in there for a nursing program for keeping track of records and all that, and it was done in sort of a superhero format. So it was like nursing program, or I don't know, it's just something like that. I'm like, you know what, this guy's pretty good. I'm gonna find his name on here. Well, no, I didn't, but I did find the ad agency's name. So when I called them to get me in touch with him, they're like, wait, what? you want him for what? But when they finally got me in touch, he had never done comics before. He did that ad, which was like a comic book, but so he was actually pretty excited. And like I said, he did have to go, but he's back in the fold. I've got him working on something right now that's unrelated to this trade paperback, but it's great that I've got Mike still on staff, and now I also have Zilson on staff. So it ended up being a win-win.
Awesome stuff. It's exactly how I found Mark, by the way.
Really? In a nursing magazine?
In a nursing
Fantastic.
magazine.
Hey, mate, close enough.
Let's just say I was nursing along.
Oh, looking at this, Mark, do you have any questions or anything? I tend to do all the talking, and Mark does a lot of drawing.
I always am interested in the where I can find him on social media, so I can like his handle or whatnot. I could even get it later from you, but I would like to follow him on Instagram or if it's on any social media platform, and even yourself, so we can link up.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
You can find Mike Salter on Facebook at
Right.
Mike Salter. I'm on Facebook as at Dojo Kun Comics. I'm also on Twitter at Dojo Kun Comics.
All right.
And I have my own website, which is dojokuncomics.wixsite.com/Dojo Kun Comics.
All right, good stuff. Well, I could get this link somebody, maybe Jarrod.
I definitely have his Twitter. That's how we've been in contact.
Yeah,
so
but that's a good part, and that's the good part about these streams is because I meet so much people through Jarrod, and and I get to network. It gives me a better a broader audience as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, sorry. When Jarrod was showing me your art, and he just showed me the one you're working on, and page 26, I'm already very interested, and I don't even know what the book's about.
Yeah, well,
that's how good your stuff is.
That's a good thing. I'll be here sweating on all the nights. Believe you me.
The magic of a good penciler. Nobody even cares what the story is about. That's why.
Yeah, I know. Hashtag just a writer.
Yeah.
I hear you.
More than that, believe you me. About the writers, hey, I wouldn't know what I'll be doing.
We have our first question from the chat for you, Brian, and it is from a longtime fan of the channel. It is Courtney Holland, who asks, I'll put it on the big board, what inspired your comic? What was the inspiration for that?
Oh, thanks for the question, Courtney. I'm a longtime comic book reader. I've been collecting for 47 years. And I think that without trying to trash the mainstream, I just want to go back to the heyday of comics. And by the heyday, I mean when the heroes had fun being heroes, when they had interpersonal relationships, friendships, even a little bit of conflict among friends happens, but they, I think character building, characterization, that's what I'm kind of going for. Now, if you look at the characters, clearly they were inspired aesthetically by someone like Catwoman or Black Cat. But even those characters were inspired previous to that by Miss Fury way back in the day of the 40s and 50s. So the look is always going to probably remind somebody of something. Right. So what's important then, after the artist does his thing, and draws you into the book, the writing is what needs to bring you back. So what inspired me is going back to the fun days of comics.
Oh, that's pretty much so exactly what Mark and I are up to.
Yep. Wow, great minds think alike.
I come up with a stupid idea, and then I go, Mark, how interested are you to draw it? And he's like, heck yeah, let's go. I actually presented Mark with two stupid ideas before we started. I was like, I got this one and I got this one of which takes place in the Bermuda Triangle. Mark lives in Bermuda, so he's like, I'm taking that one. So,
yeah. I was still one time.
Oh,
but I think that's awesome, because the bigger companies are so, they're pushing, so far ahead on whatever, agendas they have. So
Agreed.
Us as the indie guys can keep it traditional, you know what I mean? And still do the fun stuff, like you said. And people would just accept it for what it is,
Yeah, see, I think that diversity in comics is important. I have Chinese Americans on this one. I have people of color.
Yeah.
I have people of different orientations, religions, etc. But I'm not going to try to teach you about those things.
Exactly.
It's just one of their attributes. Do they have blue eyes? Are they Muslim? It's just one of the things. And perhaps they'll behave based on their attribute.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to try to teach you a lesson with it. It's just going to be part of the story.
Right, because
You have good people in all races, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you always have,
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So just let the story be the story.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
And speaking of which, let's bring up another page of art. Now, I suspect we've changed artists. This is probably from book 3 or 4.
Actually, no, that's still Mike.
Oh, that's Mike? Because maybe it's just the coloring, because this looks very...
It's dark because this is in a dark lit museum. That first page.
Oh, okay.
There's a group of thieves about to try to steal something. So I start right off with the girls ready to stop a museum heist.
Okay, gotta ask. Homage to Batman?
Because of the shadow there.
The shadow. I just wanted
Yeah,
like.
I was gonna say maybe a little bit. They're sort of brooding.
Oh no, that's cool.
They're brooding, sitting up there, waiting for the bad
I like
guy.
it.
Yep.
So okay, same artist. Does you have a different colorist, or does the artist color as well?
It's a different colorist. That's correct. Yep. It's
so.
Kevin Watson from here in Michigan.
Okay.
And this here is several of the elitists, which is a group of supervillain CEOs, which I think some people might find redundant. But so this group of supervillain CEOs includes the Equestrian. She's the one with the spirit warhorse back there.
Okay.
Timepiece. He's the one walking toward her. He stops time in order to move her aside so the bullet doesn't strike her. And then at the bottom panel there is Continental Jet. His armor is a high-tech plastics that he can control its shape and what it does mentally. So
awesome.
Those are 3 of a group of 5.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah, that is cool.
Courtney, by the way, has branded you as our family now, Brian.
Oh,
so
nice!
You're stuck.
I always like to be part of the
family. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's in for now.
Oh, I've got a nice big Italian family. We're good.
If Courtney brands you in, that's a great thing.
Awesome.
Great looking page, cool characters.
Thank you.
And let's see what I got here. We've got another page.
Now we're on to the other artist.
Okay.
So this is art by Zilson Costa in issues 3 and 4. Now, what's interesting about this one in particular, this page here features a guest appearance by the Urban Archer, which in the floppy comics, if you were to go to my website and get the 4 floppies, Urban Archer will be the one that's in there. Now, I didn't have permission to continue using the Urban Archer, so I went and had Zilson go back through, and any page that Urban Archer appeared on, he replaced with one of my characters. And so the trade paperback actually has the first appearance of the Scarlet Archer.
Okay.
In his place.
Where did the Urban Archer originate from?
The Urban Archer originated from one of the 2 companies I worked for before I branched off and did my own. And so this is, that character is from a company called Red King Press. Okay. We parted ways a few years back, and then I started Dojo Kun Comics.
Okay, understood. Very cool.
Okay, so that's where the copyright sort of issue came in there.
Right. Yeah, right. And we didn't part on great terms, but we've reconciled since. But I still didn't want to mess with all of that. I figured I should just move on, and so that's what I did.
Better left to learn, yeah.
So Zilson, how did you get hooked up with this artist?
Zilson I found on a website called ZWOL, ZWOL.org. It's a great site for people who are letterers, colorists, artists, inkers, flatters, and writers to come together and start working on comics. I have found people of various levels of talent and various cost, of course. So, I mean, I would always suggest to get the best you can afford. But if you're on a budget, you can definitely find somebody there who's just starting out, who wants an opportunity to, start maybe at a low page rate and just get their stuff published. It's a great site.
Hello.
Don't Mark. I'm gonna mute Mark for a little.
Oh, you don't want anybody poaching your artist?
I gotta hide his handles. Yeah, I live in fear of the day when people realize how super talented Mark is, and I lose.
Hey, mate.
Oh, hey, Max Travers in the chat. Nice to see you, Max. He and I have been talking on Twitter.
Hey,
okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, Facebook Business. That's where we've been talking.
I've podcasted with Max before.
Okay.
Good case. He's been on some of our shows, or at least one show. Anyway, Max also says CEO supervillains is a cool idea. Also, Flaming Horse.
Right.
When I see this style, I can't help but think Jim Balint.
Oh, yes.
On this, which is a total compliment, by the way, to your artist.
he's one of my favorites, so that is a high praise indeed. So, yeah, I'm glad you think of that when you see Zilson's work.
Yeah, that's super cool. So, what's the name of that website again, one more time, for finding creators?
No problem. ZWOL.org. ZWOL.
ZWOL. ZWOL.
I think that's the first 4 letters of the person who created it. His last name is Walensky.
Oh, okay.
So that's what that's all about.
Makes perfect sense.
Ooh.
I have one more breathtaking piece of art.
Nice.
To put up. So this is your character, Breathtaker, correct?
Right.
Tell me
Yes.
about Breathtaker.
Breathtaker. Oh, thanks. She is one of a group of folks who come to find a gem that's been planted by the goddess Clover. Now, Clover is a brand new Roman god who wants to make a name for herself. So she's going around planting these gems that turn people into super beings. Now, they're not all going to be heroes just because they become super beings, but this one decides she's going to be. She was a librarian on the East Coast, and when she finds the gem, it's late at night in the library. She's closing down. She sees the gem. She goes and gets it. And when it transforms her into this Amazonian, super-powered being, she's like, wow, I'm a breathtaker now. So
that's pretty creative. Very creative, I must say.
Thank you.
I don't know where you guys come up with the idea. You and Jarrod come up with all these ideas.
You know what, Mark? Sometimes I can't type fast enough.
Yeah,
to get my ideas down.
I feel that sometimes too.
Yeah.
I can relate. I could definitely relate.
Yeah.
Max is right. He's that image you just brought up there, Jarrod, was by Gilbert Monsanto, and he said he's seen a bunch of my characters by Gilbert. He's right. Gilbert is a prolific pinup artist that I found on Facebook. I literally have saved all of the pinups that I've seen by Gilbert, and I guess a part of it is because I'm OCD. I just love to have all those pinups. I have literally over 6,000 pinups by Gilbert.
Nice.
Of indie comics characters that he's done. And it actually turned out to be very helpful to Gilbert because his first Facebook page was somehow taken down. It was called The Arena. It was taken down unbeknownst to him. He was never told why, but he wanted to rebuild it. And I happened to hear him, lamenting that it happened. And I said, you know what, dude, I saved thousands of your pictures. Do you want me to start uploading them to this page? And he was so I just did. I started uploading the pages that were, or the pinups that were gone from his page. And he created Arena 2 from all of those.
Nice.
Wow. Awesome stuff.
Meant to be, huh?
Pardon?
It was meant to be.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good that I'm OCD.
Exactly.
What I'm doing right now is getting your campaign. I know we looked at it once before. There it is. Because I want to share. I'm going to put the link into the chat for everybody.
Okay.
And while I do that, Marco, do you have any questions for Brian and his creative process or anything like that?
Not at the moment. But I think the work and everything looks awesome, man. And it must feel good. That's why for myself and Jarrod, I'm trying my hardest to push a little bit harder so we can finally get.
I didn't tell him to do it. I didn't tell him to do it.
You know what I mean, right? Get something,
right. Is he a taskmaster? Be honest, Mark. Is he a taskmaster?
Man, I must say, Jarrod's helped me a lot because there's no pressure whatsoever. The artwork, I think I might have like one complaint as far as the artwork, and that's because I put someone in a pirate suit that shouldn't have been in a pirate suit, and that was it. But for the most part,
I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, well, see, exactly. But it allows me to be more creative, and the less restraints that you have, I find that it's easier, and you come up, it flows better when you don't have so much restraints and pressure on you to I wanted this because it's like an architect, something on paper and trying to apply it to real life. It's two different things, it doesn't always work, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, and I say congratulations, man, keep going. Because this is the type of stuff that keeps someone like me going. I mean, I'm over in Bermuda. I'm probably the only comic artist in Bermuda, as far as I know. You know what I mean?
Keep telling everybody you're the best one.
Yeah, thanks. I'm the only one. But I mean, I try, but I haven't really come into contact with anyone else here that really shares my same interest. But it may be others, I'm sure. But so for me, it's like meeting you guys and stuff. It's a huge help, and it helps me. Makes me feel a part of things. You know what I mean?
I do. You know what, Mark? I actually have staff from around the world. I have a married couple in Russia who she does the coloring and he does the lettering. Zilson
Right.
Costa is from Brazil. I have
Cool.
Matthias Zanetti from Argentina, Cy Lim from New Zealand. They're from all over, and I love the fact that I get to meet people from around
Exactly.
the world. I love to learn about cultures and language, and I'm like an information sponge. So you're right. This is a great opportunity to network. And well, one example is in the chat right now. Oliver from 656 Comics is from Juarez, Mexico. He is just the other side of the border from. Oh, what city did he say? I'm sorry, Oliver. I forgot what city you're across the border from, but I remembered Juarez.
Well, hola, Oliver, and bienvenidos.
Yeah.
Yes, hola. Thank you for being here, Oliver.
My wife's Puerto Rican, so that's how I pick up the language.
It's close enough. But you know, I wanted to mention too that my writing technique. I write comics as if I'm writing a script.
Mhm.
And you know, some people say, well, yeah, but a comic script, that is what you're writing. But some people write in prose first and then change it. Some people write in just bullet points. But I write it as if it's a script to a play or a TV show because I've been an actor since I was in 6th grade. So I picture it like it's a script for a play that I'm in. So the angles and all that, and the blocking and the set design, I'm thinking of that the whole time I'm writing.
Excellent. I do something very, very similar. I bet mine aren't as tight as yours, just from the sound of it. Although I do the same thing. I do it by scene. Occasionally, I'll ask for a certain angle. But like Mark said, I also, it's very important to me to give my artists a lot of breathing room because I think you get a better product.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when the action happens. Like my scripts will, like, no kidding, be like pages 37 and 38 are just all out action where these folks are fighting these folks, have fun. That's all it'll say. And I'll just be like, make sure by the end of it, so-and-so and so-and-so are still alive. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice. Well, I do have to say that Zilson and I have a fantastic rapport. Even though this book is done, he's working with me on several other books. I want to make sure I keep him busy because he and I have such a great rapport. And although you're right, my script is very tight on what I want to see, I also give him leeway to make a change if he thinks something would look better this way. And I try so hard when he sends me back his pictures or his artwork. I try so hard to find something that needs changing, and I'll be damned if it's just not easy to do because he nails it every time. And sometimes it's better than the way I pictured it.
I got a guy like that.
Kudos to him.
That's always a good sign.
Mark always overperforms for what I think it's going to be, and I'm always impressed. Mark, I don't know if you know this, but every time you put in a new page, like I go and I screenshot it and I text it to like my close friends, and I'm like, "Look what he did now!" They're like, "Oh, it's awesome!" I get all like schoolgirly behind the scenes.
Well, thanks. I appreciate
so, Jarrod,
that.
Oh, I see we got a question from Max in the chat.
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions.
Oh, good.
I was just about to get to those.
Awesome.
It's not Brian's first live stream, so he knows what he's doing. But yes, Max's question: plans for your next ongoing or mini series after this trade comes out, and then Courtney, I see your question. We'll get to that one next.
Okay, so thank you, Max. Right after Siamese concludes, the next 4-issue miniseries called Deanna, Hammer of the Angels begins. So this is a connected superhero universe. The characters introduced in Siamese will continue in Deanna, Hammer of the Angels. And issue 1 for Deanna is almost done already. We're on page 20 of 22. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to issue the floppies individually in crowdfunding. And if I do, it's going to be far less than $25 or $30 for the floppy. Then I'm going to make sure it's affordable that people can get it, and it'll get me going on issue 2 right away as well. And then after the 4-issue miniseries called Deanna, Hammer of the Angels, those characters will all go into an ongoing book, which is a team book called Trident's New Alliance. I've got about 8 of those scripts written already as well. So I'm in this for the long haul, as well as having been in it for 6 years.
I like you've got 8 scripts written already. I always work one ahead. I have one finished script. Basically, I don't like to let Mark rest. So as soon as he's done with
that's right. Keep him busy. Keep him busy.
As soon as he starts the next one, I've already got the concept for my next book.
Yeah.
I tend to do monster books, by the way, Brian. I see you're in the superhero genre. I like to do monster book mashups. Like my first book that I self-published was Hamilton versus Burr, a werewolf tale. So it's the Hamilton Burr story, but one of them's a werewolf.
Okay.
Hint, it's Hamilton. Anyway, and then Mark's working on Shipwrecker, which if you basically think of James Bond versus pirate zombies, that's what we're doing.
Oh,
And
all right.
the next one's going to focus around
Pirates.
Frankenstein's monster. So that's kind of what we do.
Okay.
But you clearly do the like you said, I get just from the images you shared with me, I got a very almost 40s action vibe from it, which when you explain where your roots come from, it shows through. You know, you talked about tracking that all the way back to the 40s characters in some ways. So I think
Yes, thank you for identifying that. Yeah.
that's super cool. I didn't want to forget Courtney's question, and it was about the physical printing. Newsprint, or as she calls it, shiny pages. I don't know what the correct term is, but I like shiny pages either.
Yeah, that works. Shiny pages works.
I don't think they're going to be quite shiny, but they're not going to be newsprint. So they're going to be higher quality, like 80 pound.
Okay. I dig it. So there's a question about the physical printing. I found that I get my best deal on having my comics made actually at a local mom and pop printing shop.
Oh, nice.
They did my run of Hamilton versus Burr. Very affordable. Looked great. What about you, Brian? Are you have an online place that you do? Do you do a mom and pop? Do you do it in your own backyard? You got a printing press? How are you physically printing?
Oh man, I wish I had the printing press and could do it myself. Wow. Of course, my wife would be like, "Where are you going to put that?" No, I found a company online, and although I would be interested to learn the contact information for your local printer, because I love to support local businesses, and they may not be local to me, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't, patronize.
Yeah, and I'll be happy to give you that information.
Okay.
They were when I was looking. This was a few years ago at Hamilton versus Burr. They were beating the best ones I was finding by half. So even with the cost of printing and what you might need as a delivery,
right,
it might still come out ahead. So we can talk about that.
Okay.
Now this has been a few years, so online printing might have come down. I don't know, but we'll talk finances when we get done here.
Great, thank you.
Duchess likes the she said glossy pages.
Glossy, there you go. That's closer, Duchess.
Glossy, yes. Shiny. It's all good. All good. Mark, any more questions for Brian?
No, I'm good.
Let's see what Mark's up to. Let's put him on this big screen.
Yeah, I'm just doodling. Well, I'm not doodling, but you know what I mean.
He's getting it done. Hey, it looks good.
Thanks, Jarrod.
Indeed, it does.
Here comes the worst part, trying to shade everything in. It's easy. It's a shadow that I mean.
Well, let the anchor handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a funny story about Shipwrecker. Is the main character is our James Bond like character. His name's Alan Porter, and then the next main character is a military guy, and his name is Lieutenant Delvin Williams. And I base him off of my best friend Delvin. And in my head, I'm like, everybody knows Delvin. So in my head, the entire time writing it, my friend Delvin is a black man. So the entire time I'm like, and then Mark starts turning in pages, beautiful art. And I don't even think to look. We were what 15 pages in? But I was like, wait a minute. Where's Delvin? Oh, he's this white guy. And Mark was like, well, you didn't tell me what race he was.
So it's funny, right? Because I only had the last name like Williams, and it didn't even dawn on me to connect it. And I was really upset because it would have been so cool to draw him into the book, right? But I mean, it's like it was just too late. You know what I mean?
It's just a funny miscommunication. I hate that you were upset, but I even texted Delvin. I was like, hey, buddy, good news is you're going to be in my comic. What's your white guy?
Yeah, well, he seems like he's got a good sense of humor. So.
Yeah.
And I have to send my deepest apologies because it was nothing done on purpose. All the others, Mexico and everybody else, like put two and two together, but Williams, it just didn't even ring a bell. Had it been like the first names as well, but that makes it more confusing too. If you're putting first and last name, because sometimes I have to backtrack and put little letters by everybody to make sure I even have everybody in the panel, because you got to remember where they're supposed to be standing at.
Yeah, there are plenty of characters to keep track of until they start, dying off.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But,
It's starting to sort itself out now. So it's all.
the whole Delvin thing was 100% on me. I never life lesson here that I bet Brian will back me up on. Never just assume your artist knows.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. I can tell you. I can tell you what happened to me one time. I was writing a story that was set in, I'll call the age of Renaissance, and I had described it what I thought very clearly. And when it came back, there was in the scene behind the characters, there were automobiles parked on the side of the street and everything. I never said anything about what era it was in. I just described what they looked like and all that, and he had drawn them in the right clothing. But the stores in the background had neon signs and cars, and I'm like, whoa, what is all that?
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, we weren't 15 pages in. We were just like 3 pages in when that happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, hold on, time out.
Yeah, that would be with a different artist once who had a guy on a ship shooting a gun, and I was like, wait a minute, that gun hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah.
We got to switch guns. So little lessons,
archivist, right?
Little lessons for writers out there. If you got something specific in mind, communicate it to your artist, because they're just going to guess based off the information.
Right, exactly.
Oh, look at Max. No, not the Renaissance Fair, actual Renaissance Fair.
That's what I was thinking, Max, at the Renaissance Fair.
If it was the Renaissance Fair, maybe you saw the parking lot in the background. But
Awesome. Well, we're going to be winding up here. So, Brian, if you've got any more information dump that you want to give people in the chat, this is your last opportunity for this episode to ask Brian questions about his Siamese trade or questions about making comics in general. Sound off in the chat while Brian gives us sort of his wrap-up spiel and all that stuff.
Okay, if you could just put me back on my campaign, I'm gonna be very succinct, though. I understand what you're saying. So, really, what I want to push now that we're close to closing out, I close out this Friday night. So, it's 3 a.m. on Saturday, but it's Friday night. Really, will be my closeout stream. And what I'd really like to bring to people's attention is this featured tier right here on the campaign, which is a hardcover limited edition variant of the trade paperback. So there are only 50 available at this tier level. 39 of them have already sold, so there's only 11 left. After we go into in demand, this will no longer be available. There is one other place, though, that you can get it, and that's in the top tier of this campaign. Let me scroll down to it. It's the Ultimate Kitty Box. At this tier, you get one copy of each of the trade paperbacks along with all the variant covers, and one copy of every comic book that Dojo Kun Comics has published. So it's a total of 18 comic books, plus the chibi stickers, the poker chip, the metal keychain, and the canvas print. So a whole lot comes in that box. It may have to be more than one slipcase, though, because honestly, the trade paperback itself is over 100 pages. So there's 6 of them at 100 pages. My compendium is at 100 pages, and The Loved Ones, one of the comics that I offer, is over 100. I think with 8 of them at over 100 pages, I might have to send you 2 slipcases.
Wow.
Yeah. There's an aluminum wall print that's 12 by 18. It features the girls in their werecat form. 12 by 18 is enormous, so that's going to be a metal print. And then there's the various variant covers. And there's one more metal print, which is a crossover of 8 different comic creators with 13 of their characters all on this print together. So my Siamese and Breathtaker are here in the middle, and then a bunch of other characters here. Each of their names are featured on the metal print. I won't go through them now because you said we were wrapping up, but honestly, it's a lot of cheesecake for that metal print. So yeah, that's really the featured tier is what I wanted to bring to your attention. And if anybody has questions, I'd be more than happy to respond.
Awesome. Oh, I lost Mark. There we go. He's back. Almost lost.
Yeah.
There we go. The inside joke with this question gets asked on every live stream. So, what's for dinner? It gets asked every live stream. So we'll start with Brian. What's for dinner?
Okay, what's for dinner? I'm gonna probably bore you. I I've had stomach surgery, so I have to have my protein shake, which is
Aw.
chocolate peanut butter protein shake with a Jello powder like pudding mix. I shake it up real good, and that's dinner.
We should have let him go last. Now we're all now we're gonna all talk about our delicious dinners. He's gonna be like, "That's great. That's wonderful."
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I got a
you
lot.
guys are awesome. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.
I currently have a couple of turkey legs, smoked turkey legs in the oven. That's what I'm doing for dinner. What about you, Mark?
Oh,
What are you making for the Duchess tonight?
that's a good question. You put me on the spot.
Yeah, she's back there laughing.
I hear a giggle now. I hear a giggle now.
Let's just say I paid for takeout.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna have a cigar for my dinner.
Ooh, I didn't know you were a cigar man, Mark.
Oh man, it's a bad habit I've just picked up not too long ago. And like everything else, I'm going in full speed ahead.
Oh, we got Chola's rocking the chicken and rice, and Courtney's got salmon tonight. I don't think Max has weighed in yet. But man, Brian, we've really enjoyed having you on here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I had a lot of fun.
How do when you talk about your big box, I didn't hear is the challenge coin included in the big box? Because I'm so excited about the challenge coin.
Actually, it's not. No, that's a stretch goal.
Oh, a stretch goal. Okay, okay.
Now, if you happen to buy the kitty box and we reach the stretch goal, then the challenge coin will come with it. Now, if you back that tier, we'll hit the stretch goal because we're only $85 away from it right now. And that tier
it's all on us now.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
Awesome stuff, man. So once again, I'm going to put up on the banner. Unfortunately, the banner is not like a hyperlink, but at least people know they can go to Indiegogo. If you're good at memorizing long addresses, you can do that. But seriously, guys, I just went to Google. I typed in Indiegogo Siamese trade paperback, and that link came right up. So that's where to find it. I also posted it in the chat. I want to thank Brian for being here from Dojo Kun Studios. What?
Jarrod, my co-host is in the chat. K Manifesto. Our show is on Thursday nights at 8:00.
Oh, hey, what up, K Manifesto?
Oh,
you came in at the bus. Go ahead.
It's 8:00 Eastern. I got to make sure I say that because we had a snafu about coming on your show and you're in Central and stuff. So
thanks for stopping by, K Manifesto, and tell us what you're having for dinner.
Yeah, what are you having for dinner, Kay?
Yeah, that's that question usually comes near the end. So again, that's Brian's. Let's see. Do I have any other exciting? Again, there we go. Siamese trade paperback. Again, I think I saw his site on the Indiegogo site for $300. You could get everything he's ever done, which sounded like literally hundreds of pages of content.
Oh, yeah.
Like
hundreds and hundreds of pages of content.
200 pages just with 2 of the 12 previously published books. Each of the 6 trade paperbacks are over 100 pages, so there's 800 already. And then there's 10 more books. So
over 1,000.
Yeah, easily.
Over 1,000 pages of content plus all those other things. That's just if you go high tier. There's plenty of other tiers to check out.
Yes,
so
thank
please check out Brian's campaign. I want to thank Brian for being here and on Creators Spotlight. I'm going to check the chat for any last questions. K Manifesto's having Jersey Mike's.
Awesome.
Approved, by the way. That sounds delicious. Well, with that, everybody, I think we are out. Thanks for being here. As usual, we'll do our plugs for our Longbox Crusade stuff. If you'd like to become a Crusaders Club member, that's scrolling at the bottom. You basically go to patreon.com and search Longbox Crusade or /Longbox Crusade. And you can join our little army for as little as $1 a month. And, of course, we would really, really like you to like and subscribe. That's every YouTube person has to say that, but we really
yes, we do.
That. So, once again, thank you so much, and I guess we will catch you all next month. Everybody, pray hard for Mark that his situation continues to improve, and we will come back next month with a new creator. In fact, we got Brian from the last one, which was Jake from Tail End Studios.
Right. Yeah, Bionic Bra.
I think he linked us up with you. So I guess it's your responsibility, Brian, to link us up with the next guy. So
you betcha. I'll find someone for you. You bet.
So with that, we will see everybody later, and we'll catch you next month.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you.